Hello ladies and man, welcome back to the channel. My name is Giggity, real name is Mark, and in today's video we're going to be going over what gun that I think about whenever I think of every Call of Duty. That's a confusing title, I know, and I know it's a confusing thing, so let me explain. Pretty much every time that I think of Call of Duty games, a certain gun pops in my mind. I always have like a certain memory of playing with a certain gun on a certain map. It's just, you know how like the memories that you have sometimes never make any sense, but they stick with you forever for God knows what reason. Like I have this random memory of sitting on the mat in 6th grade at like the morning meeting time. And we did that every day, but for some reason I remember this day in particular so well. I can think of it all the time. It's just random, and those are the guns that I'm going to be talking about today. The guns that whenever I think about each Call of Duty, this is the gun that pops into my mind. This is one of those videos where it's just like one of the ones that I wrote down that I wanted to do that I thought would be a fun idea for a video. For those who don't know, I have quite literally probably 70 different video ideas already written down. I'll go over all of them at the end of the video for those who actually are interested. But yeah, when we're in the downtime periods, when we're trying to get the next ranking all weapons in a certain class done, we're just going to fill the void with some of these smaller videos that don't take as much time. That way I can put some more time into the ranking all guns in a certain class videos, because obviously those take a long time. So this is one of those. Song of the day, I actually don't have one written down, so let me come up with one right off the top of my good old noggin. We're gonna go with Linkin Park. So I've been listening to Linkin Park lately, but what Linkin Park song should we go with? I can't really think of many off the top of my head. Oh God, what is that song called? Linkin Park something. It's Linkin Park something. Linkin Park. What's it called? Somewhere I Belong. That's the song. Somewhere I Belong by Linkin Park. That's the song we're going with today. That's the song of today, man. It's a banger. It reminds me of Transformers. Without further ado, let's get right into the video with COD 4. Obviously, we're going to be going in order of release since COD 4. COD Mobile will not be included, and the first 3 CODs will not be included for a couple reasons. One, I didn't play any of those, and 2, the first 3 CODs don't have created class anyways. Let's get right into it with the gun that I think about in COD 4. Sorry about this freaking 2-minute intro again, man. I'm seeing the comments. I promise I am. I'm seeing the comments, people being like, man, can you please keep the intros to a shorter, not 2 minutes long, so you just get to the point. I'm trying my best, man. I promise I'm trying my best. But I just ramble, man. I got ADHD. I can't help myself. Either way, the gun that I think about every single time I think of COD 4 is the G3, because of so it's an interesting reason as to why I think of the G3 every time. The G3 I think of every time because at first I always thought it was underrated and nobody thought of it, and then that kind of caused me to think of it all the time. You know what I mean? Obviously, you have guns like the M16A4, the MP5, the AK-47, the RPD, like those guns are like obvious, but for some reason the G3 just pops to my mind every single time I think of it, because it's such a random gun that I never use and is so forgotten about that for some reason I remember it, if that makes any sense. I know it's stupid, but that's the gun I think about with COD 4, man. This was the easiest video to make, by the way, because literally all I had to do was just think of the Call of Duty, whatever gun popped in mind, that's the gun I used. And yeah, World at War, you would think it's probably like the MP40, maybe even the PTRS or the Kar 98K, maybe even the trench gun. The trench gun is kind of iconic, even though it was absolutely butthole. I don't know why everybody like remembers the trench gun so fondly, even though the trench gun in World at War was anus. But the gun I think of is actually the PPSH-41, because of Doris. Getting the PPSH-41 on Doris and camping the catwalk up there, God, I had some of the best memories of all time with that like setup right there. It was just awesome. And I already have always loved the PPSH with the freaking drum mag. The iron sights are gorgeous. The way it has like the most fast fire rate of all time with like a freaking, what is it, 50 round mag, I want to say, and an SMG. I always just think of that. I just love that gun. And so every time I think of World at War, that's the gun I think of. Every time I think of World War II in general, just like that era of guns and war, I always think of the PPSH because it's like my favorite gun from that era. It's awesome. Modern Warfare 2, yet again, you would probably think that the gun that would have popped into my mind would have been the ACR or maybe even the UMP45. But actually, for me, when I did this list, and I just was like, okay, Modern Warfare 2, what gun pops in mind? Boom. It was the AUG H-Bar. I don't know why, really. The AUG H-Bar is obviously really good. Don't get me wrong. Everybody knows that. The AUG H-Bar it's goated. But for some reason, that gun just pops in my mind. I really think it's because I love the style of the AUG H-Bar. I like the AUG already. Like the bullpup rifles are obviously already pretty cool. But I think that modern Call of Duty is kind of destroying AUGs, man. I'm gonna be honest, like the MX9s and stuff like that, I don't like the modern COD's AUG variants. The older ones, the classic AUGs from Black Ops 1 and Modern Warfare 2, even the ones in like Black Ops 4 and Black Ops Cold War, those are like the kind of AUGs I like, and the AUG H-bar just looks so awesome, and I think that's the reason why it pops in my mind whenever I think of MW2. Keep in mind though, I do want to make this abundantly clear, I started my Call of Duty career at Black Ops 1. That was when I started my Call of Duty career. I did play Modern Warfare 2 when I think it was in its prime, because I got it pretty much right after I got Black Ops 1, and so, you know, it was only a year old at that point. But either way, that I kind of think of them as in the sense of like I don't want to say new gen, because again I started with Black Ops 1, but like Modern Warfare 2, whenever I think of guns in that game, it's more my recent thoughts, if that makes sense, because I've been playing it more recently than I did back when I got it. I don't know how to explain it. Either way, the gun that I think about whenever I think of Black Ops 1, again, the starting Call of Duty, the COD that I started with, my first ever Call of Duty for me, is the Kaparis, actually. I honestly, I don't necessarily know why I think of the Kaparis so much. I like the way the shells fly out of the gun. I think that's pretty cool. I like the way the gun looks. It is one of the later unlocked SMGs. And back when I was a wee little 11-year-old playing video games, it wasn't like I play video games nowadays. I would play them, you know, once a week for an hour and then hop off. It was like a whole moment for me. And so back in the day, the later unlocked guns were like super cool and hard to reach for me. And so maybe that's the reason why. Maybe I just think of like the Kaparis as like this elite weapon that you can't, not only the true top players of Black Ops 1 could have used. I don't know why I think of it that way, but I do. Every time I think of Black Ops 1, it's the Kaparis. It's not the Commando, it's not the Galil, it's not the FAMAS, it's not even the AK-74U, it's the Kaparis for God knows what reason, and it's not a good gun. Alright, but this one makes sense. Modern Warfare 3, the gun that I think of is the ACR 6.8. Yeah, it's, in my opinion, one of the better ones. I think the MP7 is definitely better, but for some reason the ACR just pops in mind. I think it's just because the ACR I had a lot more playing time with as a wee little lad yet again, because again, at the time that this game released, it was, what, 2011, I want to say, when this game came out, and I was 11 years old. And so, yeah, I didn't really play too much, and the MP7 was unlocked at level 74, whereas the ACR was unlocked in the 40s, or maybe the 50s, but either way, much earlier. So I had a lot more time played with the ACR as a kid, and I just remember seeing a lot more people playing with it in general. It just, I guess it's the gun that pops in mind because of all the memories I have seeing people playing with the ACR. I would have thought it would have been the MSR, if I'm being honest, because of Jev. I used to watch Jev all the time back in MW3 days, and he would use the MSR, obviously, but honestly, it wasn't. I don't know why. Actually, not a lot of snipers did pop into my mind when I was thinking of these games, which is kind of interesting because I love sniping. As a matter of fact, don't quote me on this because I could be wrong. I'm not looking at the rest of my list right now. It's kind of like separated by a page on my Google Docs, so I can't see the rest of the guns after this one. But I'm pretty sure this is the only game where a sniper is the gun that actually popped into my mind, and it's Black Ops 2's Ballista, obviously. Yeah, Black Ops 2's Ballista is like, I mean, Black Ops 2 has obviously some incredibly popular guns, MSMC, MP7 yet again. Some of the ARs I would say in that game were definitely a little bit less popular than like ARs of old. I feel like this is the time where Call of Duty started to make that little bit of a shift where the SMGs started to become the meta. Yeah, so I think you got the AN-94, you got the MA-A1, you got the SCAR, you got the M27, you got the MTAR, you got the Type 25. Those were good guns, but are they really like the ones that pop in your mind first? In my opinion, it's the Ballista, just because of the insane amounts of clips that you've seen in the past when you were playing Black Ops 2 with the Ballista. The fact that the Ballista was another, again, elite gun that like only the top players could use effectively. And then on top of all of that, nowadays, people are nostalgia-stricken and constantly show videos, constantly talk about how great the Ballista MW2 was. That's kind of just like stuck in my mind, and that's the gun that I think of whenever I think of it. Okay, yeah, this one doesn't make sense in the slightest bit whatsoever, but this is the gun that popped in my mind, man. In Call of Duty Ghosts, the gun that popped into my mind was the K7. The K7, for those who don't know, by the way, I was right when I said this last time, I was so proud of myself, is basically an MP5SD, where it's like an MP5, but with a built-in suppressor in the barrel. I said that in my ranking all SMGs video, and I was like, oh wait, is that what it's actually called? I don't think it actually is. But then somebody in the comments was like, no, you're right, man, that's what it's called, and I felt so proud, dude. Either way, yeah, the K7, I have no clue why I think of this gun. Not the first clue, man. It's fine. It's in the most average SMG of all time. It's not great. It's not bad. It's not really that cool. I just think of it for God knows what reason. This is another like COD 4 G3 scenario, BO1 Kaparis scenario where it's like I don't know why I think of it, but I just do. Advanced Warfare's, however, is the complete opposite. I 100% know why I think of it. Everybody knows why they think of this. It's the BAL-27, more specifically the Obsidian Steed, obviously, but the BAL-27 in general is just, it checks all the boxes. First of all, it's your starting assault rifle. That obviously is a good start because typically, even if you don't, like, I didn't play a lot of Advanced Warfare. You guys know that's one of my least played Call of Duties ever. And in Advanced Warfare, the very, very small numbers of times that I have played the game, most likely it was played with the BAL-27 because it's your starting assault rifle. Obviously, whenever you start a Call of Duty game for the first time, almost everybody just uses the first assault rifle just to try it out. And so obviously, almost everyone that's played Advanced Warfare has used the BAL-27 at some point, and it was absolutely busted. So looking back on it nowadays and looking at videos nowadays, people talking about it back in the day, you also hear BAL-27, BAL-27, BAL-27 all the time. So it makes sense why the BAL-27 is the first one. As for the Black Ops 3, it makes sense for me why this one popped into my mind, but for you guys, I'm definitely going to have to explain myself here, because the gun that pops into my mind with the Black Ops 3 is the Gorgon. For those who don't know, the Black Ops 3 is probably my most played Call of Duty multiplayer, actually Call of Duty in general, because of the zombies was perfect too. Probably my most played, probably my favorite Call of Duty of all time. I loved Black Ops 3, everything about it I freaking loved, and I still to this day love that game. And so why does the Gorgon, one of the worst guns in that game, pop into my mind? Well, that's exactly the reason why, because it's one of the worst guns in the game. I hated this gun with a burning passion, and I still to this day don't like it. I don't think it's as, my hate was as justified as it was back in the day. But back in the day, little old 15-year-old, 16-year-old me, hopped up on energy 24/7, did not want to sit there with a slow handling LMG in a jetpack Call of Duty, firing 2 rounds per 10 years. I did not want to do that. I hated doing that, and in order to get dark matter, you obviously had to do that. And so this gun stuck with me in the wrong way. Most of the other guns so far have stuck with me because I like them in some sense, or I just have good memories with them or whatever. The Gorgon is the complete opposite. I hated this gun, and so it's the first one that pops into my mind whenever I think of Black Ops 3. As for Infinite Warfare, another pretty basic one that definitely makes a lot of sense as to why this one pops into my mind when I think of the game, but it's the NV4. Yeah, the NV4, it's actually almost exactly the same as the BAL-27 as for the reasoning as to why it's on my list. It's your starting AR, and it's a really good AR. Every time that they do that in COD history, it kind of just does become one of those guns in their respective games that are just kind of talked about and praised. Even guns like the AN-94 and MAA1, I feel like those aren't as praised in their respective games, at least, as guns like the NV4 in Infinite Warfare or BAL-27 in Advanced Warfare, just because they were unlocked way too late. Like, not as many players got to play with them. Most of the casual players didn't. And so the NV4, everybody kind of remembers it, and that's the gun that pops in my mind. In games like Advanced Warfare, Infinite Warfare, I didn't play them that much when they first came out. I was still playing Black Ops 3 when Infinite Warfare came out, just like everybody else. And yeah, so the only gun I really got to use was the NV4, and that's I guess the reason why it popped up. World War II. I have been playing this game like crazy, as you guys know. My Road to Master Prestige series, I update you guys all the time on like pretty much what I've been doing off camera. World War II grinding. I almost got the ITRA burst last night due to one of the contracts, but I was at 4,950 armory credits. You need 5,000 to buy a contract. I was so mad, and so I missed out on the ITRA burst. I didn't check what it was today either, but whatever it is today, that's what I'm getting. Either way, yeah, I've been playing a lot of World War II recently, but for some reason, the grease gun is still the gun that pops into my mind whenever I think of World War II. I think the reason why is for multiple reasons. One, back in the day, it was really broken. Nowadays, it's pretty freaking bad for an SMG in World War II, honestly. But back whenever the game first came out, it was pretty good. And it looks kind of cool, but then I think on top of all of that, it was your starting SMG, and the name. The name sticks out. Grease gun, like, you got all these other guns like EMP-44, Bluskavica, I hope I pronounced that right this time. Somebody corrected me last time. Irma EMP. All these names don't really stick out like a sore thumb, but the grease gun, that kind of just does. So I think that's kind of the reason why it's the one that pops into my mind. But obviously this game has a ridiculous number of guns in it, so Call of Duty Black Ops 4. The weirdest Call of Duty of all time, in my opinion, and the gun that pops into my mind is also pretty freaking weird. It's the GKS SMG. Dude, this is actually the reason why I wanted to make this video, why I thought this video would be an entertaining video to make, because for some reason, this Black Ops 4 in particular is the one that really, it's always the GKS. Dude, I got dark matter in this game. This is the first game I ever got dark matter in, actually, in Call of Duty history. I got dark matter in Black Ops 4. I've used all the guns, all base guns at least, got them gold. And for some reason, it's still this gun. It's not even that good. It's so average for an SMG, especially in Black Ops 4 where you got the Cordite, the SOG. This gun is so mid. Even the VMP is much better than this. But for some reason, I just think of it. I honestly think the reason why is because of how cool it looks. I love the design of it. It looks awesome. It's like this tiny little, like, almost like pocket AR style to it, and I like that. But still, I couldn't tell you. I don't know why, but again, this is the reason why I wanted to make this video. Black Ops 4's is so weird. It just makes no sense, but that's the gun I think of, the GKS. All right, MW19s makes a lot of sense for sure. And it's I was wrong, by the way, when I brought up Black Ops 2's gun, because this is another sniper rifle. Now that I'm looking at the rest of the list, though, it is the only other sniper rifle besides the ballista. It's the AX50 in MW19. Now you might think to yourself, oh well, why not the SPR? Why not the Car 98K? Those are both much better snipers in that game. Well, they're marksman rifles first of all, so stop lying to yourself. If you snipe with marksman rifles and think that you're sniping, you're a phony, you're a fake, you're a loser, you're a fraud. Either way. The AX50, I played a lot, just like every other single player on Modern Warfare 2019. I played a lot of Search and Destroy back when this game was in its prime. That's pretty much all I played on this game, and you would see the AX50 absolutely everywhere. I would use it all the time. It would always be your secondary gun in an overkill slot. It was constant. It was one of the only guns I got gold in that game, because it was a nightmare to get gold in this game, and so it was one of the only guns I got gold. The AX50 just, I don't know. It's really satisfying. I love the crosshairs, and everything about it's awesome. I don't know if crosshairs is the right word to use there, but you know what I mean, like the scope symbol. Either way, baby, Black Ops Cold War. I've actually been playing a lot of this game recently as well, even though I'm not the biggest fan of Black Ops Cold War, but I have been playing it quite a bit recently because I had to unlock all the guns. I was trying to unlock every single weapon in that game. I finally got it all done, by the way, guys. It was a absolute nightmare to get the freaking OTS-9 in Black Ops Cold War. I wanted every single fiber of my body to just catch on fire. Either way, for God knows what reason, the gun that I thought of when I thought of Black Ops Cold War was the KSP-45. It's a 3-round burst SMG, and I freaking hate 3-round burst SMGs, and I don't like the KSP-45, so I don't know why it popped up into my mind. Maybe because I don't like it, maybe it's another Gorgon scenario where it's like it's so bad that it's just like taints that game for me for some reason, and so I always just think of the KSP-45 when I think of Cold War, but I don't know. I couldn't tell you. The KSP-45 is the first gun that pops in my mind. It kind of does look similar to the GKS too, so maybe I just like guns that look like that. Like, it kind of looks like the K7 now that I think about it too. It's weird. I'm starting to notice a pattern. Alright. If it wasn't Advanced Warfare, then this is easily my least played Call of Duty of all time. Call of Duty Vanguard, and the gun that I think of whenever I think of it is the Cooper Carbine. And that is from a player, a very modern player, someone who did not play this game through its life cycle. I did not play during the seasons. I didn't know the first thing that was going on during Vanguard when it was happening, because I stopped playing pretty much a week after I got the game. I prestiged. I did prestige. I'll give myself credit where credit is due. But then after that, I stopped. I don't even think I reached prestige 2 in Vanguard. It was that bad to me. But the Cooper Carbine, again, this is somebody whose majority of their time playing Call of Duty Vanguard has been recently, as in like the past couple months, and the Cooper Carbine is the one that sticks out the most to me. I don't think it's because I like it. Again, I haven't really even gotten time to use all the guns in this game to know which ones I like and which ones I don't like, but I think it's just the name. Cooper Carbine rolls off the tongue well, and it sticks with you. That's just a cool name. I think that's literally the only reason. Kind of like it's another grease gun scenario. As for Modern Warfare 2022, one of definitely my most played Call of Duties, and I'm not afraid to admit that. I don't think it's one of the better modern CODs. I think MW23 definitely is much better than this. It's literally just a better version of this game, in my opinion. But for some reason, MW22, I played a lot of, and I've actually been playing it a lot recently as well to, again, get all the guns, because it takes a long time to unlock the guns in this game. But yeah, I don't know. MW22 is definitely one of my more played CODs, and the gun I think of is the VEL-46. I love MP7s already, and I love what they're doing with modern MP7s. And this might be a hot take, but I actually kind of like the design choices of modern MP7s like in MW19 and MW22 better than I like the BO2 and MW3 MP7's design. I actually kind of think these guns look just a little bit cooler, and they handle so fast, and it's so awesome to just run around with MP7s. And I don't know, I like the VEL-46. It just sticks out. It's one of the SMGs I always wanted to use in MW22. Played a lot of Search and Destroy in this game as well, and the VEL-46 I was always using in it. Was it the best gun in the game or whatever? No, but I liked it the best, and so I used it the most. Alright, MW23, and the gun that I just thought of when I first thought of MW23 is the Sidewinder. I think this is another instance of, you know, guns like the KSP-45 or the Gorgon, where it's so bad and I freaking hate it that much that it stuck out so much because of how horrible it actually is. I hate the Sidewinder. Every part of the Sidewinder just freaking irks me. I don't understand. The play style behind it is the complete opposite of the play style that I enjoy. The way it fires, and it's a Gorgon 2.0. It's literally the exact same thing as a Gorgon from Black Ops 3, and we already talked about how much I hate guns like that. Slow firing weapons that you have to wait and aim down sights and just wait for people to run by you to get your kills are not my personal play style. I hate them, and so I think the Sidewinder sticks out like a sore thumb, and that's why I thought of it. However, the most recent Call of Duty, Black Ops 6. It's beginning its fair share of hate recently, and honestly, the hate's kind of justified. I tried playing it the other day, man. God, it's just not that fun. It really isn't. But the gun I think of whenever I think of Black Ops 6 is the Tanto 22. And I think the reason as to why I think of the Tanto 22 is because it was like you know how every COD has like one gun where when the game first comes out, everybody's kind of divided on it. You know what I mean? Like everybody's like, some people love it, some people hate it, and it's just constantly a massive divide. I think that was the Tanto 22. There were some people like me who thought the Tanto 22 was way too slow, way too inconsistent. Dude, I would run up to people, 5-shot them with the Tanto 22 and never get a kill. And then they would 2-shot me with the exact same setup on it and I would die. It was the most frustrating gun to use for me. I hated this gun. It's kind of actually very similar to guns like the Sidewinder and Gorgon, where the catch is that it has a very slow fire rate. It has a good amount of damage, but slow fire rate. Dude, it's not good. I didn't like it. But the Tanto 22 is the gun I think about whenever I think of that game. And again, I think it's just because there was so much, like, so many arguments over whether or not it's good, that it just kind of stuck with me. In a pool of guns that are just so mediocre and forgettable, the Tanto stuck out. But ladies and gentlemen, that is the end of today's video of the gun that I think about whenever I think of every single Call of Duty. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel for more content just like this. Let me know what other videos I'd see in the comment section down below. Check the links in the description for any of my other social medias or any of my other YouTube channels or any of that great mumbo jumbo. And yeah, guys, if you don't care about video ideas and future plans for this channel, click off now. Thank you guys so much for watching. I do appreciate it. You guys are awesome. I'll see you when I see you. But for the people that, you know, are fans of this channel and just want to, you know, talk and hear me speak or whatever, I'm gonna go over every single video idea that I've written out in my Google Docs for us right now, because dude, I am having so much fun with the channel. It is a blast. I love making videos, and every night when I'm laying in bed, I'll be sitting there and I'll be like, oh, that's another good idea for a video. Write it down in my notes real quick. Oh, that's another good idea for a video. Write it out in my notes, and then I wake up and add it to this Google Doc. So I have literally so many ideas for videos on this channel, and I just want to go over them. So are you guys ready? Here we go. Ranking every camo in every single Call of Duty. That would literally be like 17 different videos, obviously. Maps that I would not want to live in every Call of Duty. Call of Duty hot takes about specific Call of Duties, because we already did a hot takes video about Call of Duty in general. Ranking every single 3-round burst pistol. Ranking every Call of Duty based on their maps. Ranking every Call of Duty based on every weapon class. So we already did that with snipers, actually, and it seemed to do pretty good, but we could do that with SMGs, shotguns, LMGs, ARs, etc., etc. Ranking every single infected game mode. Ranking every single gun game mode. Ranking all prestige emblems. We started doing that. You guys didn't seem to like it too much, but I do kind of want to finish it anyways. The top 20 best prestige emblems. Ranking all hit marker sounds. Ranking every menu music. Ranking every opening cinematic. You know how like when you start up the game, it just shows you the loading screen. Those. Ranking every single menu screen and how they function. You know, user interface, I guess you can say. Ranking every create a class system. Ranking every version of the M4, MP5, Dragunov, M16, MP7, FAMAS, M1911, etc. Any gun that's been in multiple CODs. My favorite / least favorite thing about every Call of Duty. Ranking every single lethal grenade or whatever it may be. The top 20 coolest looking / most boring / weirdest looking guns. The weirdest / coolest / most boring gun in each COD. Ranking all perks in both zombies and multiplayer. Ranking all zombies wonder weapons. Ranking all zombies NPCs. Well, actually, they wouldn't be NPCs. They're characters, so I don't know why I said NPCs, because N stands for non, and these are playable characters, so PCs. Ranking all campaigns. I have to play all the campaigns first, so that'll be a video as well, playing every campaign. Ranking all zombies, or no, my bad, that's the same one. Ranking weapon animations, because you know how Modern Call of Duty has weapon animations, those ones. The worst / best thing about each Call of Duty. Call of Duty misconceptions, things that all Call of Duty players do, things that only noobs do in Call of Duty. My favorite Easter egg in every Call of Duty. Top 10 best Easter eggs in Call of Duty. Ranking every zombies Easter egg. Most underrated Easter eggs in zombies. Completing every single zombies map in terms of Easter eggs, getting to a high level, whatever it may be. That's actually probably going to be our next series after we finish up this part of the Road to Master Prestige series. Every Call of Duty, but my guns get worse. Getting a kill with every single gun in Call of Duty history. Ranking every single melee weapon. Ranking every bolt action sniper. Quick scoping in every Call of Duty. Most satisfying guns to use. Can I guess every single gun in Call of Duty history? Ranking every Call of Duty trailer. Playing each zombies map. Hitting a clip with every sniper in Call of Duty history. Hide and seek in every single Call of Duty. Search and destroy in every Call of Duty. Winning free for all in every Call of Duty. The gun that I think about in every Call of Duty, which was today's video. There we go. Ranking ranking every dual wield gun, ranking all iron sights in each Call of Duty, top 10 least favorite guns, my top 10 pointless guns, the best sounding guns, the history of montages, history of quickscoping, the most annoying guns, most satisfying things in Call of Duty games, most boring things in Call of Duty games, pointless things in Call of Duty games, coolest campaign moments, the saddest campaign moments, the scariest campaign moments, ranking all gunfight maps, ranking every mission in each campaign, ranking every single campaign playthrough, using the most underrated slash overrated, weapons, whether that be SMGs, ARs, etc., using the best slash worst weapons, SMGs, ARs, etc., using my favorite slash least favorite weapons, SMGs, ARs, etc., using the weirdest slash most boring weapons, SMGs, ARs, etc., ranking every single pack-a-punch process from worst to best and from easiest to hardest, ranking every single juggernog location, ranking every starting room in Call of Duty Zombies, ranking every zombies intro, ranking every pack-a-punch camo, the top 10 overrated slash underrated zombies maps, how to get better at Call of Duty, how to get better at Call of Duty Zombies. Oh my gosh, ranking every zombies training spot on every zombies map, the best training spot in each zombies map, ranking all gobblegums slash elixirs, how to activate the Easter egg song on every single zombies map, how to pack a punch in every single zombies map, and how to turn on power in every single zombies map. And that is as far as we have gotten so far. Those are all the ideas that I've written down. Let me know if any of those stuck out as a good idea to you or a bad idea to you, but either way, we'll probably do them all. I have been having so much fun, man. I literally don't even know where to begin. I just want to do so many videos. It's going to be just such a blast to make videos on this channel. Either way, thank you guys so much for watching. I do appreciate it. Das Vidanya, and have a nice night.